Hi Virgo, I'm Ronique and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your mid-June through mid-July career tarot reading for 2025. This is where we're going to look at your finances, your career, how the astrology can help you in those areas. We do have Uranus moving into the sign of Gemini during this time. Uranus has been in the sign of Taurus for at least around the last 7 years. So this is really big shifts out of Taurus, meaning there could be some type of disruption or something energetically changing in those Taurus areas of our lives dealing with our jobs. We also have retrograde season beginning. Mercury, Neptune, and Saturn will all retrograde during mid-June to mid-July, so watch out for that as well. I do think that this time is going to be interesting, Virgo, because if you have any big ticket items or if you're planning on possibly signing important papers, also if you're thinking about taking on a new job, if you can do it in June, that would be really beneficial. As July, we will have this huge energy shift. So obviously you can't always control any of that. So if you're able to, please use that energy. So check the description box below for all those important dates and let's get right into it. You start out mid-June with the Two of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Ace of Swords. So mental clarity possibly coming in there. By the time you end June, wishes coming true with that Nine of Cups, as well as the King of Swords. Look at all of that sword energy you all have, Virgo. Nice to see. By the time you're coming into August, or I just said August, this could be August, but for July, you all could be having a job offer, money opportunity coming on in there. I did say August, so be cognizant of that. Look at that Queen of Cups alongside that Page of Pentacles. And by the time we get to mid-July, look at this, Ten of Pentacles, beautiful energy here, Virgo, with all of that wonderful energy, and the Emperor card, Aries energy coming on in. So very nice groups of cards here for your career. There really isn't anything here that is negative, which is really beautiful to see. So let's go ahead and ask Spirit to send you a card, Virgo, representing the energy that possibly you bring into June out of May. Spirit, what card do you have for my Virgos and the energy they bring into this time period? And you have King of Wands in reverse. So the King of Wands is that card of entrepreneurial spirit, being able to go after what you want, going after your passions. But with it in reverse, this could be last month you were having some challenges in this area. Maybe you were trying to go after your dreams, go after a job, possibly go after a certain client, and it didn't fruition. And I do think as you come into July, there is definitely a renewed spirit here of money ideas fruitioning. You can see here at the end of June, you have that Nine of Cups. And then look at this. This is all positive energy moving into July, Virgo. So that is definitely behind you. Okay, let's go ahead and pull one last oracle message card. Spirit, if you can send my Virgos an oracle message for their career, June and July. And you have the Four of Wands. Look at that depiction. I love that two people getting together, but this is community getting together. This is you and your loved one getting together. This is harmony in a relationship. So this could definitely be partnerships, especially because this is a career reading. So this could be you joining forces with someone else to take on a new company or a new venture. But this could also be you feeling so much better in your workplace, you feeling better with your new boss, or coming into a realization that you really have a good life coming up here. So I really think that that is a nice spirit here, and I think that it really coincides with the other cards that you have in your reading, all really positive. So Two of Swords, Ace of Swords, Two in reverse is clarity coming in, okay? You're no longer confused once we are coming into mid-June when we have Mars and Leo squaring Uranus and Taurus. But I do think on the 17th of June when we have Mars entering Virgo and the Sun entering Cancer for that summer solstice, I do think that you will have some great idea that comes in, or someone brings you an idea that really could set you in a different direction. I do think, Virgo, that many of you all are going through, you and Pisces are going through your eclipse cycles here. So be prepared for big movements. I do think that even though we're not in eclipse season, we definitely are still going through you and Pisces nodes. And I do think that there's some clarity that comes in that you haven't had in the past around your career. And I do think once Mars enters your sign, I do think that you're going to start having more of an impact on direction and courage. June 17th is going to be big because Mars in your sign is going to make you all have a lot more fortitude to go after what you want. This clarity coming in is going to be really nice for you all. Now, by the time you are moving into the latter part of June, Nine of Cups, King of Swords, this really is wishes coming true. This is people ruling in your favor. I do think by the time we get to the 22nd of June, Sun in Cancer squaring Saturn in Aries, and the Sun in Cancer squaring Neptune in Aries. So remember, both of those planets have freshly moved into Aries, but this is like going after what you want. This King of Swords is like you're laying down the law, you're getting things done, wishes coming true. This is always the dream job you've wanted. This is always the dream client you wanted to work with. This really feels nice. And I do think by the time we get to that Cancer new moon on June 25th, this Cancerian energy is going to be really nice because now this is more focusing on how you feel, focusing on new ways to communicate with people on a more nurturing level. And I do think this is what you've wanted. You have really wanted to be able to connect with the people that you work with. And I do think Mercury entering Leo on the 26th could start opening up some of that more courageous feel to what you need to do. But remember, Mercury will retrograde in July in Leo. So try and get whatever this is done in June because I do think you have a lot of forward momentum there. Now, by the time we move into July, that very end of June, we do have Mercury entering retrograde shadow on July 30th. And then July 4th is our next big day. July 4th has Neptune turning retrograde in Aries, Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus at that 29th degree. So I do think that there could be big movement in the stock market, especially in the US, about money. This is that last degree of Taurus. Don't be surprised if there's some financial news that reaches you out of the blue. This could be a job opportunity. This could be a request for an interview of somewhere that you applied months ago. This could be you being the finalist in an interview situation. Whatever this is coming into July, really big happenings. And I do think Venus entering Gemini also on the 4th. This is lots going on, you all, right around July 4th. Like I said, remember that is a holiday for the US. So I do think that this may not materialize until maybe after July 4th when people get back to work and they're back into it. But I do think July 7th, when Uranus enters Gemini, this is big. Remember, Uranus has been in Taurus all this time. Expect some big communication around your finances possibly coming in. So I do think this is really nice for you, Virgo, because all your cards are like go after it, wishes, clarity. And by the time you get to mid-July, I mean, look at this, 10 of Pentacles, the Emperor. You can't get much better than this in a career reading, Virgo. Really beautiful to see. By the time we get to that Capricorn full moon on July 10th, this is when some kind of culminations around goals, whatever you have been working on, come true, or they start showing some fruitioning. I do think this Emperor card is Aries energy, so that could also be Saturn and Neptune now in Aries, but remember they're both retrograde, and I do think that Saturn retrograding in Aries on the 13th, that definitely could be symbolizing almost like a slowing down of Saturnian areas in your life, and then Mercury retrograde in Leo on the 18th. So July has a lot of retrogrades going on, but look at this, you all have already put things in motion. Back in June, your family is definitely getting rewarded from all of the blessings of your job, your career, and you're really feeling good about it. You're feeling like a boss here. So love to see that. So Virgo, overall, looks like a really great mid-June to mid-July. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs, and I hope you all have a great career.